Alright guys, today we're moving on to our next concept, which is box plots. So we're going to start by looking at our new terms. A box plot displays data sets along a number line. Using medians. Remember, median is the middle or center of your data. So let's say this line represents my data. The median is cutting it in half, right? So then we cut our data even more into something called quartiles. So quartiles divide data into four equal parts, right? Because we know that there are 4 quarters in a dollar. So quartiles, quarters, 4. Okay, so the median, it's also called the second quartile, but you'll pretty much never see it like that. It divides the data into halves. So like we said, the median cuts your data in half. And then the median of the lower half is the lower quartile, or the first quartile. So if I'm only looking at this first half of data, I'm going to cut that in half again, and that's called the lower quartile, or quartile 1, the first quartile, okay? Then the median of the upper half is called the upper quartile, or the third quartile. So if I cut the top half of data in half, it's quartile 3. Okay, and one thing to know, so if you're cutting data in half, right, that means half of the data is here and half of the data is there. So this is 50% from here to the median, and then 50% from the median to the end, okay? So that means that each little part, how much is a quarter worth? 25 cents. So each quartile is 25%. Make sure you have this little picture to help you understand, okay? All right, so I know that the picture on here and on your paper is a little unclear, so I'm sorry about that. But let's take a look. So on a box plot, you have some important information. So the median here is the middle, and it's the middle of your box. So that's the middle of your data. And then, like I showed you up here, quartile 1 is the left side of your box. So this is quartile 1. And then the right side of the box is quartile 3. So technically the median is quartile 2, but we never call it that. We always call it the median. So the box is showing you the midpoint for your first half of data, and then the right side of the box is the midpoint for the second half, okay? So the box here is called your interquartile. And your box represents 50% of your data, right? So it's saying our box would be here in the middle. That's 50%. Turn it, okay. So, and then here is our maximum, right? Our largest value. And then here is our minimum, our smallest value. Okay, and then we know that each quartile, so from here to here, is 25%, right? Each quartile is 25%, so 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%, okay? So the box is the middle, it's the 50%, right? So 25 on each side of the median, and then 25 in each, what we call whisker, okay? Box and whisker plot, okay? So to make it a little more clear, let's make our own box plot. So first what you're going to do is take your data And we need to put it in numerical order from least to greatest. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now that you have your data in order from least to greatest, I want you to find the median. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So the median, since there's 8 numbers, right, that's an even number. So we have the median is going to be between 2 numbers. So there has to be, cut it in half, 4 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So between 19 and 19, my median is 19. Okay. And then I want you guys to, so make sure that was in red. Now we're going to use our blue colored pencil to find the median of each side. So the quartile 1, right? So that is the median of the first half. So in the first half, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So there's 4 data points. So I need, it's going to be between them, right? Because it's even. So 2 on each side. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So halfway between 15 and 17 is 16. And then again on this side, so 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So my quartile 3 is between 21 and 21, which is just 21, okay? So now that I have my quartiles, I'm going to start too with my maximum and my minimum. So my minimum is my smallest value. My maximum is my largest value, okay? So we are going to plot our smallest value over here on our graph. So 13 is between 12 and 14, right? So if it helps you out, you may want to draw 13, 15, 17. These in between numbers, okay? So now I'm going to go and try and change my color. Okay. Gonna go and do green. So I want my maximum and minimum in green. So I'm gonna go to 13. I'm gonna put a dot for my minimum. And then my max, my largest number is 25. So I'm gonna go up here to 25 and I'm gonna put a dot there for 25 for my maximum, okay? So that's showing my smallest value and my largest value. They're definitely not even, sorry, but we'll deal with it. Okay, so now everybody get your red colored pencil and you're gonna do your median. So my median is, darn it. Okay, so I'm putting my median in red at 19. So I'm gonna draw a line up and down. That's my median, right? So then we're gonna use our blue pencil to do our quartile 1, right, which was 16, and a blue pencil to do our quartile 3, okay? So that is my box. That becomes my box, okay? And then once you have your box, all you have to do is draw your whiskers. Okay. So those lines are representing the other numbers, all right? So just the numbers in color that we have up here are shown on the box plot, right? Whereas, so we're showing our minimum. 16 isn't even a data point, but that is our quartile 1. So that's on our graph, even though it's not a data point. Let me show you what this would have looked like as a dot plot. Okay, so this is what it would have looked like as a dot plot. So notice here that my first point is 13 and my largest is 25. So just like on my box plot, but see there's nothing above 16. So I'm not identifying that first quartile on a dot plot. However, it is on a box plot. So I just wanted you to see kind of the difference. On the dot plot, you see each and every value. And on the box plot, it's more like analyzing the distribution or analyzing the numbers, whereas for the dot plot, it's looking at each specific data point. So if you have questions, please make sure that you ask them today so that we understand the difference and how they're analyzed. Okay, so anyways, let's move on to our first example. It says the box plots show the distance traveled by 2 car toys that were jumped from a ramp. Okay, so we're gonna start off with car A. Okay, so car A, what is the lowest value? So car A, the lowest value here is 165. Okay. The highest value appears to be here at 210. 210. I encourage you to label both, okay? So if we are labeling your graph, it's going to be much easier to read later. So what is the range? Range, remember spread, we spread our arms out, farthest to the right and furthest to the left. So range is 210 minus 165. So that's 70, 30, 45. Okay. And then the median. So we don't have to calculate it this time. We just look for the middle of the box. The middle of the box is my median, so 180. Quartile 1 is the left side of the box, so that's going to be 170. Quartile 3 is the right side of the box, so that looks like it's 195. And then the inner quartile range. So the inner quartile range is the range of the box. So the far right side of the box minus the far left side of the box. So 195 minus 170. Okay. All right. So I want to encourage you to press pause and analyze car B. I know a lot of times you guys just write it when I do it. You're not learning anything, so please try to do that. Okay, so now that they're both analyzed, let's go ahead and look at what it wants us to do. It says, based on the information from the graphs, determine which statements are true and which statements are false. If it is false, then you need to rewrite it and make it true. Okay, so let's see. Here it says, number 1 says, the median for car B is greater than the median for car A. So remember, we have to write our proof. So median for car B, up here in the center, right, it says is 185, is greater than the median for car A. Well, the middle of the box of car A is 180. So that would be true. Next one, the first quartiles for both car A and car B are equivalent. Guys, equivalent sounds like equal, right? So they're equal. So quartile 1 is 170. And quartile 1, the left side of the box, is 175. Is 170 and 175 equal? No, that is false. So we need to rewrite it. So we can say the first quartile, so quartile 1 of car A is less than, right? It's smaller than, less than quartile 1 for car B. Oh, darn it. Okay, fixed it. Let's keep going. So then it says the inner quartile range is the same for both cars. So we're looking at inner quartile range. So we have here is 25. 25, and those are equal, right? So that's true. The range for car A is 45 is greater than car B is 45. Well, that's not true, so it's false. So you can say the range for the two cars are equal. And then the next one says the minimum amount for B is higher than, so 160 greater